Hey guys, it's John Long. I'm the CEO for Empirical Incorporated. I wanted to welcome you back and thank you for joining us for our Facebook Live show. I've got a couple of guests with me today. Since we're not in the office, we're actually doing this from home, enjoying our quarantine. So I've got my wife Siobhan with us today and my daughter Brenna again. I had my son here, but he decided he did not want to be on today at the last minute. He wanted to know what was in it for him, so he wasn't too thrilled about just sitting here listening to me talk. He hears that all the time, so he wanted to go ahead and step away and go do his thing on his computer. So he's got some schoolwork, he's doing that stuff. So I'd like you to like, comment below. We're going to have more of an interactive session today. And then share with your friends and your family and anyone else who you think might have interest in what we're talking about today. I want to talk more about what CBD is and how it works in the body system and how it affects you as a consumer. So before we start all that stuff, though, I want to kind of go back and talk about some other things. What are y'all doing for quarantine? You know, what are you doing to kind of stay busy during this time of being locked? It feels like being locked in a cage sometimes, but being staying here at home. For us, I know, Brenna, what have we been doing, here at home to enjoy our quarantine time?
Playing games.
Playing games? What are some of the games that you like?
Monopoly.
Monopoly, really? Which one have you played? What Monopoly?
Cheaters Edition.
Okay. Did you like that one?
Yeah.
Why did you like that one?
Because it was easier, kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
Who won at that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. What do you like? What do you like about doing our quarantine here at home?
Being able to stay in my pajamas all day. Not have to wear makeup.
That is nice. Actually, I didn't have to shave until just this morning, so it was pretty nice. So I wonder, what are y'all doing? It would be great to kind of hear what some of y'all's comments are. What y'all are doing at home and to enjoy your quarantine time. One of the things that we've also been doing is, which I've had opportunities to do, which I usually don't, is we watched a Netflix show, which was, what was it called?
Ozark.
Ozark. And so we binged that for 4 days?
Yeah.
And did all 3 seasons in 4 days. So that was a lot for us. But it was pretty good. So the kids would go and watch their shows in the media room, and then my older daughter, my 19-year-old, and my wife and I would sit down and watch Ozark. And we'd binge watch that for 6 hours a night?
Yeah.
Sometimes until 2 or 3 a.m. And we'd say, okay, we're going to stop after this one. But then we end up, oh my God, I can't believe it ended that way. We have to watch one more. So we end up stopping
it's
at
very addicting.
Yeah, stopping at 2 or 3 a.m. and saying, okay, we can't do anymore. We have to go to bed. So those are some things that we've been doing. But it's been working out well, of course, with the kids at home doing their schoolwork at home. They actually did something that was kind of cool a couple of days ago. Y'all built a fort, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was comfy.
It was comfy. So they used, what did y'all use? Y'all used the dining room table?
Yeah, we used blankets and pillows.
And what did y'all do?
We covered all the spots and we put decorations in it to make it nice.
Make it nice and cozy. So that was y'all's work zone. Y'all were doing your homework there?
Yes.
Doing all your schoolwork in there?
Yeah.
So that's where they would go. They set up, it was actually pretty neat. They found some little blinking lights, or not blinking lights, but they can be blinking lights, some that you use in those little mason jars. And they set those up in there with some other lights that run on batteries. So they actually had their own little Photoshop in there, and they had their computers set up in there. So it was a nice little work area that they had. And of course, it was nice and dark in there too. So we'd go looking for them, asking what they're doing, and they said they were doing work. I think they were. But they were getting their assignments done, which was fun. And they did sleep in there. They slept in there till about 2 a.m. and then all of a sudden they ended up in our room. So that was fun too. But it's been fun. It's been quite something for us to kind of just stay home and enjoy the aspect of being with our families that we don't usually get to do, which hopefully everyone here is spending more time with your family, getting a better understanding of what our teachers go through. So it's been quite a bit for us to learn as well. So very thankful for our teachers and what they do. But I wanted to kind of sit down and along those lines, and kind of spend some time talking about what the endocannabinoid system is, or the ECS system. So do you all know, and Siobhan, you probably know this, where the word endocannabinoid system, or endocannabinoid, I'm going to get tongue-tied on this a number of times, and my wife makes fun of me all the time because I talk too fast. So she'll keep telling me that. So how do you tell me to pronounce this or enunciate this?
Endocannabinoid.
Endocannabinoid. See, when she says it, I can say it perfectly right afterwards. But for some reason, when I'm thinking in my head, and by the time it gets to my tongue, it goes too fast. But so for short, I'll call it ECS. So anyway, cannabinoid comes from what? Do you know what cannabinoid comes from?
No.
Okay, so it's derived from the word cannabis, and endo is short for anyone?
I don't know.
Endogenous,
No.
which means produced naturally inside your body. So endocannabinoid simply means cannabis-like substances that naturally occur inside of us. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
So there's three parts to this. There's the endocannabinoids, there's the receptors in the nervous system all around your body, and the endocannabinoid.
Endocannabinoid.
Thank you very much. The ECS, and the enzymes that help break down the ECS. So those things are kind of what I want to talk about that are kind of crucial for homeostasis. Does anyone here know what homeostasis is?
No.
Naturally
on.
occurring in the body.
It is very good. Homeostasis is your body's effort to keep everything in the right zone. So it kind of keeps everything stable within your body. What does that mean, stable within your body? Do you know that?
Within your body.
Yeah, everything's stable
Calm.
or optimal within your body. Yeah,
Calm.
very calm. So think about this in like gauges. So if you have gauges in a car and an airplane, all those different gauges kind of tell you how different things are working, right? So the same thing with your endocannabinoid system, or ECS. How do we say it?
Endocannabinoid.
Thank you. All these things kind of work differently. So what this system does is it tells all these different things how things are working. So, for instance, your body continuously monitors important levels such as your temperature. So, is it too high or too low, or just right? Are your hormones level? How are they? Are they too high or too low? Your heart, is it beating too fast? Also, do you need fuel? Is it time to eat, or do you need time to rest? So these are all things that the ECS actually work on. And is it too much of something building up in your bloodstream or inside any one of your cells? So those are also different things that this ECS kind of works on. And these are what these products actually do to kind of help you along that basis. So there's multiple receptors that work within this, and I want to kind of show you what these receptors look like. So we have what's called CB1 and CB2 receptors. So which is, hopefully you're seeing that on your screen right now, which is CB1 works on the central nervous system, which is your brain, nerves, and spinal cord. So everyone knows where that is, right? Your brain, nerve, and spinal cord. And then CB2 receptors, so these are two receptors, work on your peripheral nervous system, which are the nerves found in all your extremities, right? So this is like your digestive system, this is your specialized cells in the immune system, or any other part of your body. And then we have another graph I'd like to show you, and those receptors are the ECS. This is what the ECS works on to help regulate. These are a lot of important functions. Everyone kind of talks about, how is CBD going to help me? So these are some of the body parts in which they find that actually work on. So as you can see there, it says lungs, brain, tonsils, central nervous system, spleen, immune system, bones, liver, gastrointestinal. So all these work on multiple systems such as appetite, digestion, immune function, inflammation, neuroinflammation, mood, sleep, reproductive fertility, motor control, temperature regulation, memory, pain, pleasure, reward. So your body activates the ECS with precision so that it impacts only what it needs, which for us is fantastic. So for us, that's important because we want to make sure there's a way for you to take too much of the CBD at times. And one of the things that we talk about all the time is we'd love to sit down and talk to our consumers, our patients, about how they're taking CBD. We always like them to kind of start off at a lower dose and kind of move up into higher doses depending on what their signs and symptoms are, or depending on what their disease processes are, or depending on what they need it for, what they're using it for. Is it strictly just using it just for anxiety, depression? Are they using it for just general pain, anxiety, or inflammation? Are they using it just because, you know what, I have generalized lack of sleep, and I have insomnia, so I really can't sleep at night. So I have this constant thing. Like for me, I have this problem. My wife can tell you all the time, where my brain just never shuts off. I'm always constantly going, always thinking about what I have to do next. Brenna, you've seen me do that. You know, always you're wondering why I'm up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Actually, Brenna suffers sometimes with
Yeah.
insomnia as well.
She does. So we've actually at times she's taking gummies. And what do those gummies do for you sometimes?
They help me to clear my brain so I can fall asleep easily.
So what are those receptors that help you clear your brain, to help clear your mind so you can get some rest? CB1
CB1
and CB2. Very good receptors. Right, very good. So they help you with all those different types of things. It's awesome. So once the endocannabinoids, hey, there I go again, have done their job and brought things back into balance, there's enzymes that kind of come along and break down those ECS. And what they'll do is they prevent them from kind of going too far, like what I talked about a little while ago. Because what they do is they do remember, they bring everything back to homeostasis. So they take it to where your body's balanced, and then it says, okay, your body's back to normal, where it should be, nice and full, or nice and fully rested, or just back to just feeling just well rounded as an individual, because your heart's not racing, temperature's perfect. So then what will happen is those enzymes will go and consume that CBD, those endocannabinoids, and then balance it so it doesn't go in the opposite direction. So you're not now, instead of being too hot, you're not too cold, or instead of your heart racing, it's too slow. So that's how that works. Any questions? Good. So does anyone have any questions out there for us coming through there? Mike?
No, not yet.
Okay.
David said hi.
Tell him I said hello. Well, guys, I'd love to see if y'all have any questions. These are things I wanted, my kids hear me talk about this stuff all the time. I just kind of wanted to spend a few minutes kind of just talking about it with you guys, just to kind of make sure that y'all understand kind of what we do and how we do it, and why it's important. Because, a lot of people sometimes when they sit down and they ask me questions about this, they're wondering, how can this really work for me? There's also, if I go into further depth, there's something called an FAAH enzyme that in some clinical trials they've shown that this actually affects when there's not enough endocannabinoids in the body normally. Then this actually does affect things such as migraine, fibromyalgia, neuropathic pain. So a lot of times, my wife kind of suffered from this, and we can kind of talk about this a little bit more. Fibromyalgia is a very common, unfortunately, disease, and it's an autoimmune disease. And you suffered from that for, how long? 6-7 years?
Mm-hmm.
At least that. And one of the very common things that she would find with that, which is very common, unfortunately, with this, is memory loss, which we had. I'd ask her, did we do this? Did we do that? And she'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get that done. And then I'd ask her a day or two later, and, oh, yeah, that's right, I got to do that. So memory loss was a big one. Of course, the neuropathic pain was another big one.
Yes.
And when you started taking the CBD, what did you notice about the difference with that neuropathic pain with the memory loss?
Well, the difference with CBD is that it was actually helping me to remember things, not forget, actually, because the other medicine I was on before I started taking CBD actually made the memory loss worse, and also tired and just drowsy.
But did it help your pain?
Oh, absolutely.
So the other drug did help your pain, but it made you tired, drowsy.
It came with the side effects.
So then, when you started taking the CBD, what is your pain like now with CBD?
The same as it would have been when I was on the other medication. It reduces my pain dramatically, but I don't suffer from memory loss.
Yeah, sometimes.
But then again, I'm not a young spring chicken anymore either. So.
No, I'm just kidding. No, your memory loss is much better.
It is much better, definitely much better.
So your neuropathic pain is better.
And I just feel better as a whole. Like feel better in general.
Can you explain to people what that neuropathic pain is like? Because I know
Nerve pain is a different kind of pain. It's excruciating. It's something where it'll just go all the way down your arm. I'll have it all the way down my arm, and it won't go away. There's nothing I can do to make it go away. Or sometimes I would have it in my leg. It would run down my leg. It's a radiating pain that just nothing takes it away. It's a different kind of pain, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and sometimes she'd have her headphones on, or we'd be traveling or something, and I'd grab her shoulder or grab her arm to get her attention, and she'd scream.
It hurts.
And
it hurts.
And it'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Normally something that shouldn't hurt would hurt.
Just basic touching, would hurt her. Or putting my hand on her knee would hurt her. So it was really hard sometimes, because that neuropathic pain that she was suffering from was so intense. So we really had to find ways that we could find a way to control that. So I'm very happy that we're able to identify CBD and the opportunities that we have with the CBD and the benefits that we're finding with it. So hopefully we can do the same thing for you and your family. Brenna, what do you think about CBD?
I think
You have a question, and Kelly, she was saying that how about cravings for certain foods? And
Cravings
also
for certain
about staying focused too.
It does help you to stay focused, definitely.
I have definitely found the focus with that, because sometimes my OCD kind of gets away from me, and then I'm very big about writing lists down, making sure I get things done. Right, Brenna?
yes.
It personally helps me focus, but it also helps me to relax and even like not be so nervous. Like right now, normally I'd probably be like freaking out because there's a camera in front of my face, but if I'm taking CBD, more relaxed, just calm. It really does mellow me out a lot, definitely.
Well, Brenna, you took a gummy before we did this show, right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I feel like it's normal.
Did you take a gummy this morning too? Oh no, you
No,
did.
I
You did a
took my
tincture.
tincture. I took a
She did a
tincture.
tincture this morning. So I did my morning tincture as well. So I feel nice and relaxed, and and I was, I did wake up at 2:30 this morning because I didn't take my tincture last night at bedtime. So I did wake up in the middle of the night, and I was, of course, going over my notes, preparing for this Facebook Live show today, and I had to end up taking one of my CBD items last night, and then I finally went back to bed about 5 o'clock and was able to get up at 9. And of course, we have a whole new schedule here now with this whole quarantine thing. It's not, we don't have to get up at 6 a.m. anymore like we used to.
Everything's interrupted, different.
We have a whole new schedule, just like everyone else.
Actually, it's not really even a schedule. There is no schedule.
Some days there are, some days there aren't.
Yeah.
So it's
Depends
good.
on what's going on, I guess.
But we still enjoy the weekends, so that's
Yeah.
good. So guys, any other questions? Kelly, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that question. And it does help with the appetite suppressant. I have been taking that, and I don't have as many cravings. I have never really had a whole lot of cravings for a whole lot of different sweets and stuff. My biggest problem is I just eat late at night. That's my biggest problem. So, and I got to start taking my CBD at night, maybe instead of in the mornings. But that's, for me, that has been a great thing for me to kind of curb my appetite. And we did have a question from an individual last week who did ask about the cessation of smoking. So I did have some time to kind of look that up, and I wanted to make sure I answered that question for them. There is clinical research now that I was able to identify out of Israel that does find that the use of CBD has helped with the cessation of smoking. So that is something that CBD has been used for. So thanks again for asking that question. Any other questions, Mike? Anything else you find?
You have another comment from, how do you say her name?
Kayla.
Absolutely agree with you when y'all were talking about the empirical products. She says you get the pain relief minus the side effects you would get with prescription pain meds. It does make you calm and more relaxed.
And Kayla's another good consumer that we've spoken to. She's another one who suffered. Hopefully, I'm not talking too much, but she was one who called in about pains back pains. We have so many different individuals who complain about that back pain in general. So what we found, there's a great combination that we've used for a number of individuals, including myself. I've had 2 microdiscectomies with a partial laminotomy on my back for multiple herniated disc. And what I've been taking is a combination of the pain cream that we have here for that direct pain that gives us that lidocaine-based cessation, or lidocaine-based cream that actually stops the pain pretty immediately within the first 4 to 8 minutes. We'll find immediate relief with that one. And then I also take the tincture at the same time, so that gives me long-acting relief. So I get the internal and the external relief on both. So I found that combination has worked for almost every single individual that I've talked to with back pain that we've sold that product line to. It's worked for every individual. I know Kayla was one of them. She tried that about 2-3 weeks ago, and then Rick was another one who tried it, and several of our friends. My mother's tried it, and she's having great success with that as well. So very, very, very pleased with what a lot of these products are doing. These are, again, non-addicting. These are all plant-based.
All natural.
All natural. So we're really, really, really excited with this stuff. And one of the other things that we haven't really had a chance to talk about a lot was pet tinctures. We also have a pet tincture, one that's actually based for your animals. So it's very successful on the use with cats and with your dogs. So we've been able to give it to one of our dogs who is she's very hyper, very mouthy. She loves to bark at absolutely anything and everything all the time, and really for no reason. Also a little fearful sometimes with firecrackers, of course, loud noises, thunderstorms, just general anxiety. So, which is funny because when I stop and think about it, I'm thinking to myself, why exactly would an animal have the general anxiety like humans do? But they do. And my daughter can tell you that she loves her animals. So she's got her favorite animal. What's your favorite animal?
I don't have a favorite animal.
You don't have a favorite animal?
No.
You just love them all.
You love them all?
I'm gonna adopt all animals.
All animals. So what's one of the best animals you have right now?
A cat.
What's his name?
Sunny.
What does he look like?
He's orange.
Sunny D.
And he's fat.
Okay. He's orange and he's fat. Okay, great description. I guess they can see that now. They're very good. So again, we have a pet tincture. So it's in the liquid form. You can actually, you want to grab that for me? It's in liquid form. You can actually just put that directly in their mouth. You can also put it directly in their food, and they can actually consume it that way. This is 500 milligrams. You can actually give to your pets. You can give it once, twice a day, depending on what the needs are. Or say there's been a lot of storms lately. We've identified that when the thunderstorms are coming around. We had some really bad thunderstorms last week, and the noises are really loud and making the dogs really, really anxious. So we gave the pet tinctures to them, and noticed that they were very calm, very sedate. They actually came and sat with us on the couch and watched movies with us, and didn't move at all. They were just nice and sedate. So that's a great product for your animals just as well. And then next, what I'd like to talk about is, I really would like to thank. We have so many heroes that we're thankful for, which are our healthcare providers, our physicians, our nurses, anyone who's working, medical assistants, anyone who's working right now to take care of us as a society, to keep us going.
The grocery
truck drivers,
stores,
everyone who working at
gas
our retail,
stations. Anybody that has to
retail
work right
places right now, keeping us going.
Out of the house. Anybody that has to work out of the house.
Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. We have a friend who's a truck driver who's working his tail off right now, but they're keeping our society as a whole and our country going, keeping us all safe for doing the things that they're doing, providing those needed items to grocery stores, to gas stations. We're just so thankful for our post office. For that, that's how we're able to get our products. When you log into our website and order products, we're still able to send everything through the U.S. Postal Service right now. So that's the way that you'll receive our products. So we're very thankful for our postal workers as well. I really want to thank all those individuals. So what we've decided to do this month is we're going to do a promo for all those individuals who are on the front lines right now, making sure that our society as a whole is continuing to run, even though the majority of us are at home. You guys are out there being our heroes for us. So we have a promo we'll be running this month, which is called Hero 20. So we'll be doing that for all of our gummies. So we have gummy packs up in the front. You want to grab those gummies up there? These gummies here, which are fantastic especially for firefighters, police officers, because these have no THC at all. So 0.00 THC. These are strictly just CBD, or what we call isolate CBD. So you have no worries of showing up with a positive THC test or positive drug test, because there's no THC that will be found in any of these. So for the rest of this month, we'll be actually running that promo for all of the heroes that we mentioned here through the end of this month. The other thing I wanted to talk about is we'd like to make sure that you follow us on Instagram, and that you visit our website to look at other promos we'll be having going on for the rest of this month. We always have promos that we run every single month. So we'd like to make sure that you are looking at our website for any additional promos that we'll be running. There were some individuals who I believe posted earlier this week asking for some promos. So this is one of those promos we'll be running for you or your family. We always have some new promos that I concoct in the middle of the night, and I'll call my partner and say, hey, look, what do you think about this promo? So we'll run different promos. But I just want to thank everyone for the opportunities that you've offered to myself, my partners, my family. We hope that you and your family are staying safe during this time of quarantine. We hear that things are doing a lot better with the curve in New York. So we hope that curve continues to kind of flatten and stays flat and starts to the downward trend, which would be phenomenal for us. But the only way that can happen is continue to do what?
Wash your
hands.
Don't
What
touch
else?
your face.
And
What else?
Stay inside.
Stay home.
Stay at home, please.
Please stay home. Please stay home. Stay away from things that you don't really need. It really is working. I'm just looking at San Antonio as a whole. We as a large urban area have done so much better than some of the other larger cities. So it's phenomenal the way that our mayor and that the way our governor and a lot of individuals within our community have come together to make sure that we're doing a great job at staying safe. So we thank all of those individuals for this, and we thank every one of you. So we hope that you all stay safe. We thank you for the opportunities, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.